This is episode 58, and you're on approach.
63, climb maintain 13 down.
13,000, tempo 63.
463, contact the New York Center, 128.3.
28-3, just with 63, good day. Hello, Captain.
On Approach is a flight sim and aviation enthusiast podcast featuring the week's, or in this case 2 weeks, top user submitted stories and news on the skylounge.tv. Welcome to another show, everybody. Yes, we took a week off. Well, On Approach took a week off. I did not have a week off. I did have a week away, though. I was in Dallas for real work and had the pleasure of meeting up with another one of our patrons, Mr. Aviator Moser. Really great guy.
Dr. Moser.
You know what? So we went out to a performance where Miss Jessie Fry and band were playing, and they were on the Sky Lounge live a few weeks ago while they were on tour. We went to see Jessie Fry and Mike Garcia live at the House of Blues in Dallas, and I literally introduced Aviator Moser to everyone as Doctor and made them call him Doctor. And they did. And it was the awesomest. He was like, I'm going home to tell Lindsay to call me Doctor. It has to be done. The thing is, it's like, there's no piece of paper that's worth it as much as the piece of paper that says your fucking name is Doctor.
That's right.
I mean,
You got Doctor. You want to be called fucking Doctor.
Call me Doctor. At Cheesecake Factory, when I'm waiting in line, can I have a name for this table, please, sir? Yes, it's Dr. Edson. Like,
Yes.
and I want to see you write Doctor. I need to see, and in fact, just call me Doctor. Say, Doctor, your table is ready. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
when
like,
you go to
you know-
Starbucks, name please?
Yes.
Yes, it's Dr. Smith.
Doctors, exactly. Like these days, even a bachelor's isn't enough.
No.
A bachelor's is work experience matches that. Work experience matches a bachelor's, but a doctorate is on another level, bro. That's like balls out dedication. You know, you have dedicated years, tears, to getting this piece of paper.
But then it drops the other way, because if you're a surgeon, you're Mister, which is nothing.
I didn't know
Because
this.
you're Mr. Edson, and you're Mister, and so that's a nothing, isn't it? A Mister.
Yeah.
But you're a surgeon, which is a higher level, I guess, than doctor.
Right.
You become a Mister, and
Oh,
not
no.
a doctor.
No, I'd rather stay in the trenches. I don't want to lose the doctor title.
Exactly.
That's crazy, man. So we had a week off from the podcast, and this actually brings to light a very interesting conversation. How to notify people that we are going to skip an episode. I felt really bad, but I literally did not even have time to sit down and record a blurb. I didn't have any gaming time. I didn't have any time. The bosses were flying in from other cities. It was madness.
You know why it's
Why what?
because everyone's dropping off social media, because
Yeah,
they
'cause
don't
it's
use
Facebook.
social media anymore, because it's not social. Well, it's not social media anymore, is it? It's just data mining.
Yeah, it is. It's data mine. It's like so. I don't
They're
want to. I don't
dropping
want to.
Facebook. They're dropping Facebook, but I assume we'll see Google Plus live on.
Oh
That-
Lord!
Oh,
bro.
never.
Let's not get crazy, bro. Look, I'm a Google guy all the way, bro. Let's not get crazy, bro. That's not gonna happen. Google Plus is still like the Grand Canyon. Yeah, you walk over to the edge and you're like, "Hello,
Yep.
is there anyone there?"
It's beautiful, right?
No.
It's beautiful. It's super well made, but there's nobody there.
So people have been exiting to MySpace, which is crazy. Well, at least in my circles, right? Because of the
Music.
photography side of things, you've got, and I also have the music background. We have a lot of the artists in my feed, and they're all
but the thing is-
escaping to MySpace.
But MySpace was always that, wasn't it? It was the artists, musicians.
it was.
They all used MySpace. And
It
they
was.
still do.
It's
So that's
built
not
even
changed,
more
really.
for that now. Like it's built even
Yeah.
more for that. So MySpace, Instagram is also getting a lot. Twitter obviously is still going pretty strong. But I want to know from our viewers in the comments below, where do you want me to post an update if we're gonna have to skip another show this way just because of scheduling conflicts? Somebody recommended uploading a short YouTube video. I don't know that that would hurt the channel any if I just sat on the road and just recorded a quick blurb saying, hey guys, we won't be recording a podcast this week, but make sure to check out TSL Live. You'll see Sparky Live. Like how do we want to notify people?
The only social media that I regularly check into at the moment is Twitter, and that's it. I don't think people want a block email sent to them saying we're
No.
Right.
No, but what you could do is having like a small pre-recorded video that you use every single time we miss a week, and you just upload it temporarily.
Bro,
just to know.
Does it start with the color bars and beep, and then it tunes in and it goes,
Yeah.
this is just a test transmission. This is only a
Yeah,
test.
it's you there saying like a generic, like, we're missing a week this week.
Yeah.
Catch on next
Definitely would love to hear more. We want a way to kind of notify you guys, but I could do just a quick blurb also and upload it to YouTube.
But also check out Facebook and Twitter as well.
Yeah, for sure. Instagram also very recently, due to this whole Facebook controversy with Cambridge Analytics, Instagram instantly changed their chronological feed view to almost what it used to be. Their example being that we made a mistake. Look, if you wake up in the morning, now you're more likely to see your friend's update from overnight when you wake up in the morning.
But isn't Instagram owned by Facebook?
Yeah, which is crazy, right?
No, but I think it's part of a move that they talked about a few months ago, where they wanted to re-centralize on your friends instead of having a clusterfuck of like posts everywhere. So I think the first logical step for them was to do it on Instagram. That's not something you do overnight, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a good thing that it's going back to that, but it's like a last-ditch effort not to sync, right?
Yeah. I'm
can I
big
just-
on
can I-
chronological. Go ahead.
Can I just give a tip out to the guys and girls watching, that if you do not want your information to be sold, don't put stupid shit on the internet.
I mean, there's an old school saying, right? Like if it's on the internet, like it's forever.
It's out there.
It's in ink. It's forever. It's somewhere. It's forever.
Just remember, your information is going to be sold. It is.
Yeah,
That's it.
to an extent,
There is.
It is
I do believe
a valid part of business on the internet to collect data and to learn your audience. But
if you go through those fine print when you sign up for Facebook and Instagram, etc., and look at the photos. If you upload a photo, it's their photo.
Yeah.
They own it now. They can sell that.
yeah, it's
It's
true.
as simple as that.
Or if you install an FS Labs product, then they have your
This is my
photos too.
photo. No, you've uploaded it to Facebook. It's now their photo, and they can do what the fuck they want with it.
Log right into your Facebook. Take your damn photos. Please do let us know how you would like to hear about our updates. I will put our social media links right around here, somewhere on the screen. Twitter.com/The Sky Lounge TV, Facebook.com/The Sky Lounge TV, YouTube.com/The Sky Lounge TV, or just theskylounge.tv. At this time, we'd like to express our condolences for Mr. Igor Tishin, who recently passed away after complications with chemotherapy. Mr. Igor is the leader behind the Eagle Dynamics development group, responsible for the creation of DCS and probably many more things in its history. DCS, a very important part of the suite of available simulators for us as simmers. Yeah, a tragic loss. And I have to say, as somebody that is eager to get into DCS, I'm very excited for its future. There has been a lot of draw to DCS lately. I think Sparky, you're pretty active in it and actually developing missions, right?
I am. I've just started doing some missions. I'm building one called Red Dawn at the moment, which is going to be a small town in America just outside of Vegas that gets invaded, and we've got to go in and pull people out. So,
that's awesome, man.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting.
Have you used it at all, Kevin?
I have not, but the helicopter sim that I'm building right now will run on DCS.
Oh,
so I will ultimately have to build missions as well and use the product. But so far, from what I've seen, you know, he might have passed away tragically, but I think he's proud of what he accomplished so far in terms of flight sim and in terms of the crew that he assembled for the company and where they're at now. So he leaves a great legacy behind him.
Let's get to the news. We've got a lot this week. But first, we thank our popular contributors. These folks are responsible for bringing the stories that makes this podcast happen every week, or sometimes skip a week. But from the top, in the #1 spot this week, Mr. Gibbon. Congratulations, Mr. Gibbon, sir. Thank you for some very good stories, I'm sure. Followed very closely by Ivana Fly. They climbed up to the #2 spot.
On the climb.
Alpha India Romeo in the #3 spot. Mr. Canuckshaw in the #4 spot. Mr. Henry Stitt, who recently joined us on the Discord, bringing up the #5 spot. Congratulations, sir. That's our top 5. I did bring back the full top 10 list. I just won't read them live. But I like to see who's moving up the ranks. I like seeing that data sitting there of kind of who's on the board. So thank you guys again. You know, without your contributions to the site, we don't have anything to talk about. So we're not in the business of going out and trying to make up news or find stories where there aren't stories. We want you to bring us the topics of discussion, whether they be a question, whether they are a question or actual news of a release or an update or an announcement. Please come and post. theskylounge.tv is the site. Thank you again. Let's get to the news top stories. #1 story this week brought to us by Alpha India Romeo. Fly Tampa moves over to X-Plane 11. This one with a bit of a misleading topic. When I saw this, I was like, hold on, they're not moving. They're not moving.
They're thinking about moving.
They're not thinking about moving. They're also developing for X-Plane. There's a big difference between moving and, oh, I'm also doing X-Plane stuff.
Yeah.
They say in a Facebook post, pigs might fly after all. It's actually kind of interesting to see yet another developer jumping in to the X-Plane camp. We here on Approach with the news, we are seeing a lot of movement in the X-Plane camp. And I don't think that's a bad thing at all.
No, you can't say that's a bad thing.
It's a good thing, and the things are moving really quickly now. More and more mainstream developers announcing their transition to only P3D or FSX, adding X-Plane into the mix. It's very refreshing. I'm glad to see that. The results are incredible. A lot of developers, you know, some developers will go on X-Plane and it's going to be their first experience developing on anything. Mm-hmm. So the quality is good, but it doesn't compare to a company that has over a decade of development history and scenery design and tricks and intricacies that goes into the flight sim development. It's interesting to see those developers coming to the platform, bringing their expertise and the look and feel that we're used to see in P3D into X-Plane. That's really what was missing on X-Plane, and now we're getting it, and it's full steam ahead. And I'm really glad to see that. Really, really happy to see that.
I think that's exactly it, right? I mean, in the X-Plane world, there were definitely some key names on the development side. I mean, you have what is it, Mr. X? You know, that was knocking out just amazing payware level sceneries for free. And now you know, but at the same time, simultaneously in the P3D camp, you had developers that were top tier developers knocking out scenery at that same level, but they were payware in the P3D camp. Now there's definitely a movement. I think very early on, I said, give it time. In X-Plane, you'll be reaching for your wallet too, right? Because for a while, the argument was, oh yeah, but like in X-Plane, we get it all like for free, right? Like we get top quality this, yeah, but give it time. Like there's literally a matter of time before people see that it's a very viable platform to make money on. It's not just that it's a great simulation platform. It is also a great platform to make money on. That's just business. People are using it. Developers want to be there.
I think Mr. X started charging as well for his scenery, right?
Yeah, he does now. He does now.
So yeah, we talked about this previously.
A long time ago. Yeah.
It's, if you want something that lasts, it has to be payware, because there's so much you can do when you do everything for free.
Yeah. Yeah, it's actually very exciting to see, man. So good news, Fly Tampa.
It's good to see these companies like Fly Tampa, because they do make beautiful scenery coming over onto other platforms and
next?
making them better.
Who's next?
I want to see 2A.
FS Dream Team.
FS Dream Team.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, looking at how they're doing things now, FS Dream Team, I would not be surprised to see an announcement fairly soon.
A2A has been pretty silent lately too.
They've been very
they've had a couple of
quiet
meetings, right? They've been having a couple of meetings.
They have.
But they've been busy working on real world simulators, haven't they?
They have. They've got some pretty interesting partnerships with real world companies. It's really nice to see, because that knowledge ends up trickling right into our sims. You know, it's
straight into
great.
our sims.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Editorial. This post by Alpha India Romeo as well. Why I will not buy Terramax Seasons package. I actually wanted to read this one because I think it's a really nice, well-written opinion piece here. And I would like to read it and collect opinions in the comments below. I'll say my piece real short. I think I encourage you guys to do the same. We'll keep it short, but I'll read it, and I would really like to see what the collective opinions become in the comments. So here we go. I'll read this. Hi all. I spent the better part of the day wondering whether or not I would write this op-ed, and spent the best part of my day wondering about all the reasons why Terramax's new piece of software is not the way things should be. I think the biggest reason behind my rationale is that winter textures in a flight simulator such as X-Plane 11 shouldn't come from a third-party add-on company. This feature should have been included a long time ago in X-Plane, and we can only blame Laminar Research for this. However, I am hopeful that this will be included in a future release of X-Plane. In the time being, anything that comes from a third-party add-on company such as Terramax is a patch for a problem that is bigger than them. It is a quick fix to a problem that needs more attention to details, which brings me to my second point. The pictures look amazing. Well, sorta. The textures themselves don't feel natural. It's a layer that's applied on top of the whole world where snow should be, seen during winter. Let's just say the pictures are very impressive, as we never had snow in X-Plane before. But we already had snow in X-Plane before. Freeware patches. Again, patches. The novelty in this add-on is the fact that textures will auto-change with seasons and from one place to another. What happens is that mid-flight, your textures will reload as many times as you cross that imaginary line where Terramax feels there should be snow. This doesn't feel natural. This is not how things should be in a simulator like X-Plane. We shouldn't have to buy seasons. Seasons should be a natural occurrence in the sim and should come from laminar research and enhance, yes, if needs would arise from there. But that's my 2 cents, and I don't hold any grudge for the 99% of yous who will make that purchase. After all, it's a good fix for now. Alpha India Romeo, thank you for sharing your thoughts. I would love to give the guys down below a chance to give their 2 cents on it as well.
I'll give my 2 cents. So this question about seasons was brought up during one of the Flight Sim conference, where Ben and the team at Laminar were doing a presentation of what they were working on, and his answer was very interesting. And my take on his answer is basically you can do it quickly and release it to everyone, but then you'll end up like an FSX or ESP things where things aren't physically accurate, they aren't very well implemented, and people have to work their way around it if they want to do tricks with it. Or you can take the long path where it takes many years to develop it, but it's well designed. Just like the rest of X-Plane right now. Everything is well thought out. The light system, the reflections, we waited for this for decades. But now it's implemented the right way. It works great. You want to tune it, you can. And same goes for the season. I totally agree with what he wrote and his opinion. It's absolutely right that it needs to come from laminar research. And it should have been done way sooner, in my opinion, as well. But the matter of the fact is they're probably working on it right now. It's most likely something we'll see on X-Plane 12.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple years from now. It's a great patch for now. It works. It's not a perfect solution, of course. But, it's all we can do right now for the sim. It's a tragic flaw that X-Plane has. Once it's fixed, once every developer goes into it and updates their product to support it, then it's gonna be a game changer. But right now, it's a patch.
Yeah, Sparky?
All I can say is, who needs snow anyway? Snow's horrible and wet and cold. You don't want it. No, I agree with what Kevin said. It should be implemented by X-Plane and themselves and laminar research. And I'm sure down the road they will implement it. But it's as we know, as being P3D and FSX users, that texture transition is very difficult. I don't know if you've I mean, literally yesterday the season changed from winter to spring. Literally overnight, we've now got fields that look like they're growing flowers and stuff, and it's still snowing outside, so having that transitional period where you're transitioning from winter into spring to summer is a hard thing to do, to get it right.
So I spoke to Ben many times, and he's like, the hamster is going on in his mind, right? It's working really, really hard to find a solution to that problem. And if you give something like this to a genius, it's going to take time, but he's going to end up with something crazy that nobody saw.
But that's the thing, right? Like that's exactly it, right? You have let's just compare this a little bit to the Flight Sim world and ESP platform, right? What have we been crying about forever on ESP? Oh, give us rain on the windshield. Oh, give us rain on the windshield. Right? So Flight Sim world, instead of giving somebody a moving map, instead of giving you missions, which we had in FSX, and they were like, bitches, We got some rain on the windshield for you. They struck where it counted. They kicked right in the nuts. And I think that that's exactly what's going to happen here. It's only my theory, but I believe that when X-Plane adapts weather, they're going to kick in the nuts. They're going to come in and be like, transitions, bitches. And it's going to be transitioning weather, and it's going to take weeks to transition maybe, or something crazy like that. And it'll be like, oh, guess what? It snowed today. It actually snowed in Sim 2. Not just because it switched the date did it go into flowers. You know, it's going to be wild, bro. I feel what Alpha India Romeo is saying. I think it's just a matter of self-control, and I think he sees it too, right? He's like, it's just my 2 cents, but I know 99.9% of the people don't have the self-control to stick to the belief that Laminar has to do it right, and they're just gonna go and get the quick fix because it's a quick fix.
I have to say, hats off to these guys. You know,
definitely.
Like Terrain, Terrain Max and X Enviro,
Terramax. Yeah, somebody's got to do it.
Bringing in weather engines, etc. I mean, it's brilliant because Laminar haven't done it. But I think once Laminar actually do it and they've done it right, those companies are going to have to develop something else. I'm afraid. But no, hats off to those guys because they've done a good job so far.
This one brought to us by SSH, ORBX, Netherlands, TrueEarth. So not really a new announcement, but definitely some new screenshots and the most amazing use of a GIF. I fucking love it. Gents, I'm speechless, he says. Let's go straight to the source. So a little bit about what this is, right? This is ORBX going photoreal. And this is original source, right? This is what it would look like with just the aerial images. Here it is after ORBXification.
So, from what I see in this picture, they found out a way to take the OSM data that would be maybe for the building shapes and actually create some 3D models off of those. That's my guess, right? But
they can't all be hand placed individually modeled buildings.
No. Hey, this has been done forever in the X-Plane world, bro. They do that. Yeah. That data is available for the buildings and estimated heights and shit like that, right? I mean, it's out there. It's just beautiful to see that it's coming into our simulators here. The integration in the right? P3D,
all
right?
About the way it's integrated. Yeah.
Well, in that and its quality control. Anything going through the ORBX camp, here's the wallet, right? Like ORBX is top-notch quality control, and they're not going to release something that isn't done 100% right. Heavily edited photoreal textures, colorized, color balanced, and heavily edited from the original source. Yeah, here's the original source. Okay, for proper contrast. And here is the ORBXified stuff. So one of the things about photoreal is that, you know, you've got different sources. You've got satellites that came by on different days and different passes and different environmental conditions. So you have variations in the grass colors and this and that. And, you know, for ORBX to take this on and kind of equalize those colors is amazing. Because that's a big immersion killer for me.
I've done that myself when doing ortho stuff, and you'll get a mismatch between the tiles. This one will be lighter or darker than this one, and you physically have to put it into Photoshop and try and match them up and then put it back. And it's a pain in the ass.
Hand edited across the country, cloud coverage, seam lines, and water body reflections completely removed. So if there was a fucking cloud in the sky, they've removed it. You won't see a cloud on the ground because it's photoreal. And then matched to ORBX Global and OpenLC color palettes. So they've matched it to perfectly match with their other suites of products that are available already. The complete 5 seasons and full night lighting. Major cities 100% covered with city scene quality buildings. And we've seen that city scene in their latest release for, was it Canberra? The Gold Coast. More detail and more accurate than traditional AGN. 127 cities, towns, and urban areas covered by city scene technology. Custom landmarks, autogen buildings, road traffic and AI, complete vegetation and autogen, individually hand-placed where required. Dude.
For the price that they're asking for it, because yes,
and
there's
this
a price.
I was actually going to say, Kevin, and this is all yours for 500 Australian dollars.
It's a regardless of the price, it's a steal. It's absolutely incredible the amount of work that went into this.
Most definitely.
Mind blowing.
So, TrueEarth is the name that we'll be giving to our new line of photoreal region products. An ORBX TrueEarth scenery will combine the best features found in existing region products with the added benefit of full photoreal terrain. Many of the components found in TrueEarth packages are a natural evolution from our existing lines. For example, we're leveraging City Scene technology found in City Scene Gold Coast, expert GIS technology found in our latest regions, advanced night lighting from the ORBX Global Base and OpenLC, and autogen techniques previously seen at Innsbruck, Berlin, and Munich, and many more. TrueEarth regions will also sit alongside land class based regions. Both types of regions will be continued to be developed in the future. As John already mentioned in other discussions, several other TrueEarth tech titles are already in production for locations in Europe and the United States. So more are to come.
Yeah, they're bringing out. There's a post by John Benema below that the next product is going to be England, and it's going to come out on X-Plane first, then P3D, then Aerofly 2.
Their transition was quick from
fast,
P3D.
bro.
It was super fast.
So now that dream of global photoreal coverage, plus autogen, plus vegetation.
I want to see when they bring out the England is how they handle London, because no one's done it properly yet.
It won't matter, bro. I'll tell you how they're going to handle London. They're going to put a big fog cloud. They're just going to spray paint gray. They're just going to spray paint gray over London. Here you go, photoreal London.
My question, though, and that's coming back from the story we talked earlier.
Look at this screenshot coming. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but look at the detail in that landmark. It is photoreal on all sides.
Handmade. Yeah. But yeah, my real question is how they handle seasons.
So I explained that in the last post, Kevin.
Oh yeah?
They get to a certain date and then it's spring.
Oh, okay. So they do handle seasons.
Oh yeah, it says it's going to have all 5 seasons.
Yeah, all 5
pretty
seasons.
Good.
But
It's good
I mean,
then. I mean,
this is just looking amazing. It really is.
yeah, the amount of work is just
Mind-boggling.
so they include airports as well because I mean they have to match it. So
Yeah, they've got to line it up and probably shift some things around, right? Now that photoreal is the basis, they actually have to perhaps nudge over airports and runways to be more correct to the
Which
photoreal.
is, another thing is, like Schiphol, which is by a different company, is that going to fit in nicely with their scenery? I assume so.
Well, yeah, because custom sceneries like those don't plop down on... they don't overlay. They plop down and take over a region. So it's their own blend on the edges into the photoreal.
Yeah, but
and
what I'm saying
since
is how that's going to blend in with this.
well,
if you know
fine,
what I-
because it's the same
You're gonna
color
have-
palettes.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, well, ORBX, everyone blends into ORBX FTX Global, bro. That's the standard. Every airport developer out there, if you have ORBX FTX Global installed, check this check mark. Or if you have the region, check this box. So they are all blended into that palette. Oh shit! Look at that, dude.
That's not a Banksy.
No, but it's totally tagged. And that's awesome.
There you go. Here's your winter and autumn textures.
That looks
so good.
Look at that grass all burnt, bro. Oh, yes.
It's perfect. I think the color palette is superb.
Wow. Wow, man.
That's a lot of origin. This is going to kill my sim. My computer's not going to be able to handle this.
It's killer, huh?
We're going to need
There's probably some instancing in there, but
we're going to need supercomputers to run this.
yeah, there's a lot of screenshots.
There's winter. Incredible. If you want to see more, head over to the post made by Mr. SSH. Have a Sky 5. What a killer post. Thank you again. Mr. Henry Stitt posts Sun Sky Jet Detroit Metro Project Update. It looks amazing even if it was a payware airport, but of course it's free, he says. For those who have not tried their KPHL, it's amazing and also works in V4. Sun Sky Jet says, hello everyone. Sorry for the lack of communication. Sometimes I feel that giving major progress reports without a solid release date is unfair. Overall, most development is completed. There are a few areas around the gates that need additional detail. I'll be focusing on those in the next 2 weeks. I'll be showing more close-ups of the terminals as I feel that they are finished. Hopefully, I'll have a beta by the end of April with a pre-release to those that have donated over the years shortly thereafter. I'll keep you posted. Here are some shots of the scenery as it looks today. Cheers, Ian.
Let's have a look-see.
That's nice. Inside the terminal. Ooh,
Well, that looks alright.
Pretty good, yeah.
Nice, full winter. Yes.
Yeah, good texture.
Gotta have winter in Detroit, man.
Oh, it looks cold and wet and nasty.
Perfect. It's beautiful work.
So, I see some satellite images surrounding the airport.
Yeah.
Looking good. Looking good.
If anything, I'd say put those windows a bit darker, not whiter. But that's
Darken them up a little.
entirely-
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah. But that's it. Everything else just very good.
Very cool, man. Very cool. This is so it's gonna be for FSX to P3D V4.
It has to be nowadays. They all have to
And-
be now.
It will be freeware,
Wow.
which is amazing.
Yep. Very good.
Very good.
Very good for a freeware one.
FS2 Crew released Pilot Assist Pro for iOS. This one posted by Mr. Gibbon. Congratulations as well to Mr. Gibbon for rocking the spotter badge here. As a spotter, Mr. Gibbon is able to post stories now to the site without moderation, which means his posts go live first. So he is more likely to get the scoop because he's gotten the scoop so many times. I have gotten a message or two about how to get into the spotters tier. It's very simple. You have to have over 100 posts on the site, all properly formatted, and over 150 Sky 5s received. Yeah, so your balance has to be just right to get into that tier. And you also have to be an active poster. There is a date to where if you're not active in this period, you lose the status of spotter. So you must be continue being active. But congratulations, Mr. Gibbon, and thank you for this post. So the must-have mobile flight bag for pilots. Declutter the cockpit and reduce workload with Pilot Assist Pro, the app that brings all of your pre-flight and in-flight resources to your iPhone or iPad. This thing is cool. I have been lucky enough to get it installed, although I have not really gotten a chance to actually do a production with it. It is installed, and it is a great piece of software, really cleanly designed. Basically, you've got a very standard interface that you're looking at with very clean cut buttons, right? Big giant buttons that say you want charts, click this giant button. You want checklists, click this giant button. But what's cool about it is that it has categories for the checklist. So you have your before start checklist, you have a startup checklist, you have a before takeoff checklist, and you just tap it and hit next, tap it and hit next. And there are user created checklists as well. So you can go into the hangar and load whatever aircraft you own in Sim. You say, I have this aircraft, give me that checklist. I have this aircraft, give me that checklist. If you have an aircraft that doesn't have an entry in the checklist database, you can create a checklist yourself. Nice. and upload it to like the community, if you will. It's really cool. You can also create an aircraft and checklists locally without putting it on the community. So stuff, you have either your online or you have your
just
personal
stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Really, really cool. For those that use FS2 Crew, for example, which is funny, right? It's the same product, the same people. For those that use FS2 Crew, once you feel comfortable with watching FS2 Crew do the work, right? Your virtual co-pilot, he's flipping the switches, he's touching the things, and you're sitting there watching, and you feel comfortable with where everything is at in the plane. This is a perfect next step. Because now you have those very same checklists that they're functioning off of to where you can flip those switches. And it goes step by step. Flip this on, flip this off, flip this on, flip this off. And you just hit next, 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 next. And you just move through the checklist. There's also a scratch pad, which comes in very handy. Great.
Drawing dick butts.
Yeah, great. You can draw dick butts if you want. Absolutely. It's funny, I use ForeFlight thanks to Mr. Kevin here, and he has seen a dick butt or two in the scratch pad. I know he has because I've done it.
I did.
I have done it.
But it's not cheap though, is it? It's not cheap, this product.
It's not cheap, but it's not meant for simmers, dude. It's not. Like,
right.
You
Well,
can use it
world.
as a simmer, but it's marketed as a real world pilot's application.
Gotcha.
However, it is $28.99, which is not terrible for what it is.
That's not that bad.
Not by any means. It's not terrible.
Subscription based though.
Is it? No, it's not subscription based.
Then it's real cheap.
Yeah. No, it's not subscription based. You also get live METARs and stuff like that as well.
Questions about the maps. Where do they get the maps from? Do you have to have a Navigraph subscription to pull the maps into it or anything?
No, it's real pilot data. So you have your Jeppesen chart somewhere.
Yeah, Jeppesen stuff. So you can access a Dropbox account, or you can access. I think there's another integration as well. But yeah, you have to host those charts. My only bit of feedback on it is the fact that in the online hangar, people have already created duplicate checklists. So I'm looking here, I'm looking at a Boeing 757 checklist. And I'm also looking at a Boeing 757 family checklist. And I'm also looking at a Boeing 757 family TUI Airways checklist. Now, the cool thing about it is that it does tell you with icons how many actual checklists or categories are inside that entry. So you can see who's more detailed than another. But you give it a year, and you're going to have 100 757 checklists.
But there's going to be different. There's going to be duplicates because British Airways checklist will be different from Ryanair's checklist.
Yeah.
Because they're a different airline. They'll have different procedures.
Yeah.
But there are different ways of handling that situation. If you can only, like, if you're to publish a checklist, you have a drop down of select list of airplanes, and there are some public lists of airplanes, then you restrict the possibility of that happening because it becomes a real mess really quickly.
Interface wise, it's gorgeous. It goes portrait mode. It also goes landscape mode. You know, perfect for pilots, and that's it right there. I mean, you're looking at an after takeoff checklist, right? Landing gear up and off. You smack the check mark, and now you're off the flaps up. Check mark, and I mean it's massive as it should be, right? It should be easily accessible to you and easily readable at a distance. You know, it's solid, man. It's a good little product if you want to add that extra touch of immersion and look at a checklist on an iPad while you're in sim, or even if you're a real world pilot. It definitely gets a thumbs up from me. Available now in the App Store for $49.99. Go and check it out. Golden Age Simulations Making a Steerman. This one posted by Mr. Darren Vox. Good sir.
Mr. Vox.
Golden Age Sims have come out of the woodwork to showcase a new model of an old classic for new sims like FSX, Steam Edition, and P3D. Unsure of which P3D version, maybe someone can help with that, he says. Sorry for people who will see this and not have a Facebook account. You'll have to wait until the next On Approach, then they pick this article.
Good call out, Mr. Vox.
Nice job, Mr. Darren. So here it is. You don't have to wait. We're watching it right now. Yes, another classic. Another classic.
You like your trainers.
I do. There's a Steerman that flies around and does laps just outside of my office, dude. And it's beautiful seeing that thing in flight.
It's pretty good, yeah. So far, very good, actually.
Yeah, it's looking real natural.
Yeah.
All the lines are nice and crisp. Looks like fabric already, you know?
Radial engines coming along.
Mm-hmm. Little stow area. Looks like a Steerman now.
A lot of details in the engine.
Yeah. This is going to be a fun one. This model is not an update to our 2007 release, but a fully designed frame-up new model, with the exception of the windshield and wheels, that there are no common parts from the earlier version. So they took the windshield and the wheels from the 2007 version. I love that. Why reinvent the wheel, right?
Exactly.
Where's my...
That's right.
Boom.
Or the windshield.
x-codr announces KDEN Denver International. This in the X-Plane camp. Submitted by Mr. SSH. Greetings, captains. KDEN Denver International is coming from x-codr and it's looking really good. I can't wait. So this is Mr. Glenn from a show that we watch actively with Kathleen, and it is fucking incredible. It's called Superstore, and it is essentially based in the world of like Walmart, and it is so funny. If you like, you know, kind of that knee slap humor, dude, you've got to go and check this show out. Give it 1 or 2 episodes. It's so good. We're already a few seasons in. Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. It's so good. Anyways. Thank you for the smiles. Let's go check out the developer post link. Hi everybody, today I'm proud to announce my next project and third payware scenery, KDEN Denver International Airport. Denver International Airport is located just outside the city of Denver in Colorado, a massive airport, 6 runways, over 110 gates, and in 2016 was the 6th busiest airport in the US and 18th in the world.
Flying in and out of there quite a lot in P3D.
Yep.
It's a good looking one.
That's a lot of stuff on the ground, huh? I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, right? It's a cargo truck simulator.
Yeah, exactly.
And a jetway simulator. Oh, the reflections. Ooh.
Perfect reflections on the ground. Look at that.
This is good. I love that.
Oh,
whoa.
He's modeling the
That
inside.
Look at that terminal. We need more advertising.
There's a Learjet in the middle.
Wow, look at the departures board, dude.
They'll have a lot more advertising around that terminal, though. That's to come, I guess.
Please tell me the escalators will work. Please, just because. Just simply because. Make them work.
Please put the steps a bit smaller as well.
Holy crap, you're right about that. Bro, those are some giant steps, bro. Yeah. Look, dude. Look at the height of each step and look at the height of the elevator.
Yeah, so 3 steps is the height of a door. That's like a 2 feet per step.
Just compress, just scale,
Just a bit.
and then extend. Yeah, more steps. That's actually very funny. Overall, man, it's looking great, dude.
Yeah,
Doing a good job.
I like it.
I could be wrong, but I feel like the scale of this tower is a little bit off up here.
Not sure about that.
I don't know.
No, it could be legit.
Could be. Yeah, it could be.
I think it is.
Oh, yeah. Look at the hose, dude. Yes, man.
Yep.
This guy's looking at details. This team's looking at details. Yeah, those stairs won't stay like that. The escalator steps, they won't.
They won't. They won't now. Not we've mentioned it.
Yeah, not with this level of detail. This is great, man. Cool. Payware. More payware for X-Plane World. More quality payware for the X-Plane World. Metar Simulations 2018 and beyond. Met. This one submitted by Mr. Gibbon. So an update from the Metar Simulations team, which is Matt Davies and friends, I'm gonna assume, made a post recently over on Facebook, Metar Simulations, who and what are we? And they talk about the multiple projects that they have ongoing. Project Fly already released, being continually improved. SimStall in active development, estimated release Q4 2018. This SimStall is essentially a cloud-based store. It's Steam for sim add-ons is what it is. Sick and tired of trying to find download links, files, emails, serial keys, SimStall is the answer to all your problems. A new way of purchasing, managing, and interacting with your add-ons. So that's later on in the year, Q4 2018. The A380 in active development, estimated release 2019 to 2020. That is a huge gap, but very realistic, a very realistic estimation there. Here's what I can tell you, and I'll leave it at this point. It's an A380.
No shit.
Point made, right? Like, honestly, like, it's been, we called it the unattainable unicorn, right? Like, I mean, it's been attempted so many times, and it
I love
never
the way
came
he
to
says
be.
it'll be available for V4 and X-Plane 11. You mean V6 and X-Plane 15?
Well, X-Plane has a bit of a slower pace when it comes to major version.
That's good.
Pretty
That's
each
good.
year.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
But I think it's going to be longer than that, though. I don't think 2020 is a reasonable amount of time where they're at right now.
This is thanks for the support thus far. Our main motivation is and will always be the community that supports us. Once again, thank you, Matt Davies, CEO, Mitar Simulations.
I want to know who else is Metar Simulations, right? Because we know Matt is there, of course, but there's like a whole team that's behind it that we don't know of.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see. I'm curious to know, know more, a bit more about the team.
Flight Sim Development Group previews upcoming Pilots of the Caribbean project. This one also submitted by Mr. Gibbon. The Flight Sim Development Group has previewed some shots of their upcoming Pilots of the Caribbean project on their Facebook page. Originally posted over at our friends FS Elite. First up in the series appears to be the island of St. Vincent, where while details are scarce, the shots show some amazing photos of both Argyle International and the surrounding island.
Oh, yes.
Nice photo reel.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Great
I
detail.
love islands.
Me
I love
too.
islands when it comes to photoreal because they blend in so well into the water, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to mix in like transitions to everything else. And
But there is autogen.
Yeah.
Which I like, right? Like there are trees, there's vegetation, there are buildings.
Volcanoes.
Whoa.
Nice night lighting.
Insane night lighting. Look at that. St. Vincent. Stunning. This is a must. This is a must. You know who needs to come here, Sparky?
The Twin Otters.
The FedEx puddle jumper.
Puddle jump. He wouldn't get across the water.
Our custom FedEx Piper Cubs, man. FedEx Ultra Cubs.
Ooh, look at that.
Got some weather.
Yep,
Beautiful,
that's,
beautiful, beautiful. Marked as coming soon for V4.
Steamroll.
A little bit short on time this week, folks, as the news did run long because we essentially covered 2 weeks in one. So we're going to bypass the Twitch clip of the week, but by all means, please do go and check out TSL Live. That's at twitch.tv/theskylounge. Let's move on to worth mentioning. First topic here, Let's Sim is closing down, and that sucks. For those that don't know, Let's Sim was kind of a web market for X-Plane sceneries. And they were met with some resistance because there are well-established kids on the block. And in an unfortunate move, the site is shutting down, they're closing down operations, and there's been a really well-written post by the creator on their page. So you'll want to click this link and go and check that out. You know, we gave them some shit on their initial, what would be the right word? On their first impression. Yeah, their first impression was just like really bad, kind of exactly what a new company does, right? New company, let's buy photo stock and put in photo stock people. And it was just a very clip art photo stock present. It just was not good. It was not good. But I don't ever want to see a company that's trying to make it not make it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I give feedback, it's feedback with the hope that they just like blast right through it, or take that feedback and prove me wrong.
Run with it.
Yeah, it sucks to see that they just couldn't. And they're closing up shop. New freeware airport, D-Side Flying Club, and an Icon A5 updated for V4. Go and check those out. Nadrian's freeware mod for Coronado's C152 for X-Plane 11. This is like a Zebo mod for the 152 in X-Plane.
Oh, that's interesting.
Definitely go and check that out. Just Flight announces the TB10 Tobago and TB20 Trinidad for X-Plane. I mean, the X-Plane news is just everywhere. For those of you that may have picked up Paulo Ricardo's Mega Rio, and you have the dual Christ statues and the dual bridges, I put some information here on the forum on fixing both of those. Take Command Saab 340A update. FSX Packages issues a statement on antiviruses and false positives. Really good write-up, and definitely ones you should check out. And I don't want to skip this one. Bill Womack rejoins the ORBX team. Originally from the ORBX team, Bill went on and did I Blew Yonder, which you know we've talked very highly about. He now rejoins the ORBX team. So this is great news.
With their Terra Max or whatever it's called. I'm not surprised, because this guy he's one of the top guys.
This is really great. This is really great. Oh, you mean the photo reel stuff, the TrueEarth. Yeah. So Bill, if you recall, many shows back, we talked about Nantucket Island when it was first announced. And do you recall that conversation's topic about how Bill had created a way to look at the photo reel and automatically attach buildings and data? Yeah. See the link?
Clicking, Mr. Edson.
Right?
Yeah.
So Bill rejoins the ORBX team officially. Great to see that happen. I mean, it's just amazing developers. The Milvis 310R Redux for FSX and P3D is now released. There's so much more, folks. There really is. We can't get to each and every story because we just don't have the time on this show, but please click the show notes below and go and check out everything else that has been updated or released. The list is massive. Taking a moment to thank this month's sponsors, our Gold Club sponsor patrons, our Gold Club patrons, our flight crew patrons, our ground crew patrons. We're going to speed this up. We've got to go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching episode 58, Sky 5.
Climb maintain 13 down.
13,000, Jumbo 63.
463, contact the New York Center 128.3.